All right, lads, it is literally 7:30 a.m. right now, but you guys know that I will stay up to the crack of dawn to make sure that I get you guys the information on what is going on both versions of the games. And you guys can see on screen, yeah, it was worth it. We got Beast Nero. Now, before anybody asks, is it just small Nero? Did we get big Nero? We don't actually know yet because these are locked behind the event. I'm assuming that since they are locked behind the event, they don't want to spoil the fact that we are going to be getting the big Beast version of Nero towards the event, like towards the end, maybe as the story gets going. So I'm assuming we will end up getting that as the third ascension. But this servant is absolutely cracked. This is one of those servants that, you know, sometimes we'll say that like a servant is really good or they're like really great or, oh my goodness, this servant is broken. This one is busted. She has a new class. She's actually a literal beast. If you have not seen the summoning animation, by the way, I definitely make sure that you would go check that out. Like, that is so sick. I would know because I pulled her on stream right after the live stream ended, so I'm really happy about that. But she is absolutely bonkers. That new beast class, it is not super effective, but it has a 1.5 damage mod against all of the main classes, and it is weak to all of the extra deck classes. So that is really insane already, right? It is like a pseudo berserker. When they said, oh, it's a new class, it's a beast, I was like, oh, maybe it'll be like super effective against everything and neutral towards, you know, all the other things, right? Like it takes neutral damage, and it's kind of like that. So I was a little bit close as we're watching the stream and they announced it. But yeah, she just does a lot of really good stuff in combination with that. So let's just go ahead and, you know, talk about this servant and all the things that she actually does. No, you know, like, subscribe, intro at the beginning here because I really want to get into this. So her first skill over here, you could tell it's a little pun on her being the Beast of Revelation because she's got a 6, a 6, and a 6. Isn't that funny? But funniness aside, this skill is absolutely broken. You know, like lore funny, you know, ha ha ha. But it's like, oh, whoa, wait. It's a 7-turn cooldown where for 6 turns of those 7 turns, she's charging 10% of her NP over here. And then she's giving herself 6 crits that all hit for 30%. And then she's giving herself 6 hits of 1k damage cut, right? So she's going to be a little bit tanky. She can make those crits bite a little bit. Even if you think this is like not the greatest or like, oh, maybe 6 times is not enough, do not worry. She's going to be paired with like Poyenskaya or Merlin. And you might be saying, Merlin, why is that? She's a single target. So it's been like 800,000 years, but we finally got another single target. So those other people will give her the crit damage that she may be lacking, but this in and of itself is very crazy in conjunction with her third skill that's giving her another 20%. So she's basically charging 30% per turn. Very, very nutty. Her second skill over here, this is kind of like her debuff, kind of like tech skill over here, because she has the skill seal that she can hit all enemies with. She burns all enemies for 5k for 3 turns on a 6-turn cooldown. And then she gives herself a whopping massive 40% attack buff for 3 turns and gives herself this new trait, which that's only really relevant for her third skill. Keep in mind, this is a 40% attack buff on a huge attack stat. This is not with foes, by the way. So with foes, she's going to be at 13,700. She is creeping in at 14,000 attack, which is getting very close to Jolter territory. So she's going to hit really, really hard on top of her class being very good as an offensive class. Like, you're going to be able to, like, just absolutely bum rush so many bosses with this servant. Now, the third skill, it is completely enabled by this right here, and you can see it does a lot. Yeah, basically, super big buff removal resistance, right? Like, basically, she's going to keep her buffs. It's very, very nice. She has double special damage mod, once against Dragon, and then one is against Roman. You know, the kind of funny haha Roman. That's not really going to come up all that often, but the Dragon one is actually quite nice. And again, these are very determinative if you have this Grail buff over here, if you have this new trait that she gives herself. So do keep that in mind. You do want to make sure that you do not pop this without popping this, because you will not be able to get a lot of these extra buffs. And you're going to be getting quite a few extra things as well. So on top of like the good damage mod and the one that may or may not come up all that often, she's getting 10 stars every single turn. The additional 20% NP is down here. So that's where she's getting the 30%. Then she's going to give herself the debuff immunity, which is very interesting because like the coup dodge skill, it doesn't have a turn limit on it. So you just kind of get this debuff immunity that she's always going to have floating on her that you will always get to take advantage of, which I think is very, very nice. She then gives herself a healing received buff, which is really nice because, again, she's Buster. You're going to be pairing her with Merlin. So those Merlin heals are going to bite even, or not bite even more, but they're going to help you out a lot more than they normally would. And then she has Pierce defense for 3 turns. So just a lot of really good, just standard random good stuff that they threw on her. But this is not it. This is not like where things even stop being crazy. This is her NP. Now you may be looking at this and being like, well, it's not really doing a whole lot. She's just doing single target damage against one of these traits. This trait is ridiculous. This is a new trait that she is able to hit, and it is basically every main class servant, right? It is every single main class servant. And when I say every single main class servant, it's like, oh, no, no, no. It's all of them. Even people that are like not summonable servants. What do I mean by that? Well, the Minotaur is on here, for instance, right? The Minotaur from Lost Belt 1. We can't summon the Minotaur, but they still they count him as like an actual servant that she has damage mod against. Like even like Solomon. We don't have Solomon, but she can absolutely mop the floor with him. There is also the original, I think it's Mysterious Heroine Z from the original Saber Wars event. She's also on here. Yeah, there she is right there. Like, if you are a main class servant in any capacity, summonable or not, she is going to absolutely clap you up because she's already, again, not super effective, but has the damage buff against them, and then also has a damage mod against them as well. And then God forbid you are any of these Roman servants or any of these dragon servants, you're getting absolutely clapped. And see, this is what I mean. Like even the Egg of Columbus, right? Because it's like, well, still technically Columbus, she gets damage mod against it. It is absolutely crazy, right? And then these guys are from Trom, right? They're just like kind of standard.jpg quote unquote servants. I'm not going to go into too much detail that I'll spoil for people who haven't gotten that far. But yeah, it's really, really good. Like this is a really strong damage mod because of how it also is like, well, it's all of the people that she's already super effective against, right? You know, I'm just going to call it super effective instead of 1.5 every time because that's too much of a mouthful. But it's all the people she's already super effective against, right? And then, I mean, just on top of that, it has 8 hits, so it's a very high hit NP. If you get overkill, you're going to get some really good NP gain refund on that, which is at 0.57%, which isn't the craziest thing, but again, she has high hit arts cards over here at 4 hits a pop. Also, if just there was anything else, she does have the 5 hit extra attack, so I think that's also really, really funny. Her natural star weight as a beast is also very high. It's just like, everything about this servant is really good. Even some of the passives, like, okay, yeah, this is kind of funny. It's like, 10% crit damage, 2% over here. Whoa, 2% a death resistance. No way. It's this that I was reading and I was like, that's nuts. This basically guarantees both of these are going to land. This is a 500% buff success rate for her debuffs. So she's like, no. It's not a question of if the skill seal is going to land or if you're going to get burned. You're going to hold these debuffs. Like, there is no if, ands, or buts. You're getting debuffed, buddy. Like, you're going to catch these hands on this debuff. It is crazy, right? So stupid, good, nutty, broken. I also love the idea that when we're going to fight her in story, she has a chance to charge our NPs. Or I guess this actually is for all their people. So I might have misread that the first time. Because I was like, dude, no way the boss is going to charge our batteries. But I'm like, that might be for us or them. Because it says for enemies. So I'm assuming that's for us, I'm assuming. But yeah, someone can let me know that in the comments down below. But yeah, this servant is looking absolutely nutty. I know that this is not like the most comprehensive that I normally am. That's why I didn't try to even do a normal, like, you know, showing the gameplay of me using her in the background. Because I'm like, dude, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm super tired. But this servant absolutely rocks. They are going to be very, very good. You know, I don't usually go out of my way to say like, oh, this servant will be used a lot and will be good. The 2 times that I've notably done that was Morgan and Melusine, and those servants were very, very good. I'm saying right now, this is another one of those servants that is going to be very, very good and will see a lot of play. She is ridiculously good. The only thing is that I'm really sad now of how good this class is that we couldn't get the Beast class on Tiamat. That Tiamat got the alter ego treatment because this Nero in arcade is originally an alter ego as well. But, you know, I'm just glad that they were like, nope, we're just going to go all out with this one. We're going to turn it into a Beast class and she's going to absolutely massacre everything in the game as long as they are not extra class servants. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know if you went ahead and rolled for Nero, and let me know if you've seen that new summon animation because it is really, really sick. literally as I was getting ready to roll for Nero, I was like, I wonder what the new summoning animation looks like. Click summon and then just got it like second card. And I was like, that's ridiculous. That's super, super cool. But to show like also how much like I really think this servant is going to see a lot of play, I'm literally taking everything I get from the event and I'm throwing it on the banner for an NP2, just because I'm like, this is a servant that will see a lot of play for a long, long time. Like, she is definitely really, really good. I think the only thing that I don't particularly like is like, oh, the triple buster deck maybe like will impede her ability to get her NP. But again, 10% here, or no, 10% here, 20% here, that's a lot of NP she's getting every single turn. Plus, in conjunction with, say, someone like Merlin, who's going to refund her NP every single turn on his own NP, she's just going to be very, very good. Yeah, I feel very, very confident saying that this is going to be a strong servant for quite a while. But again, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.